Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Chit Chat on the Balcony, where we dey talk amasibi, where we don't just gist, we talk about the reality of what really shaped us. Today's conversation is centered on our secondary school background and its effects on this new phase called university. Today, I'm here with Melissa, who happens to be a boarding student, and I'm here with Bernice, who happens to be a day student. Thank you for creating time to join the show today. We really appreciate your presence. Don't forget, this is where we did talk amasibi. How would you describe the environment you came from? Was it strict, structured, or relaxed?
If I'm to say, it was strict and structured, but not relaxing.
Okay. Strict in what aspects?
I went to a military school. Like, the punishment and everything. And so structured, you cannot leave the hostel and everything. Rules and regulation, you get. But it was not relaxing. Like, no breathing space.
And we all know how military schools are. Like me. Military schools, you will see shege guy. See, from the beating to the scolding, everything. Like, you're not even getting any space for yourself. What you try to.
Well, personally, as a day student, my school was structured, was strict, and was also relaxed because the strictness was like academic stuff. You had to be disciplined, you had to know what you're doing at every point in time. Then it was structured. The school had a standard that you're meant to meet and everything. And then it was relaxed because you have time to unwind, break time, and stuff like that. So I just think it was just collabo, that kind of stuff. So everything was just like okay, like that kind of thing.
Me, I went to boarding school. You know, these day student children.
They don't know anything.
Exactly. They'll just be relaxing. They'll stay in the house. But us,
Them, they'll not even come to school. Even when I'm sick, I'll do punishment.
you will crawl on the floor, guy.
My knees.
You went to a military school. Military schools, you know the standard, bro. Military school is not schools that you like. You have to be on your toes in military schools. That kind of exactly.
My school not even really send whether you be asthma patient.
Exactly, that kind of thing. But there are schools that will send you to an asthma patient. Do you get? There are schools that actually give attention. That's
The only things that they are good in books, academic. When it comes to academics, you must know books.
What are the 3 key values your secondary school instilled in you?
3 key values my secondary school instilled in me. That would be self-reliance, discipline, and adaptability.
Nice.
Good. If I'm to say, the 3 important key values I learned from my school and that helps my life a lot, like time management, learn to control your time. Like then, hey, Jesus Christ. Then you see social intelligence. You know, the world, everything goes around. So you be wise of who you're following, type of people, and then you see teamwork. Cooperation.
If you think you can do something on your own in this life, guy,
Not
you need
possible.
people. You need people, guy.
2 heads are better than one.
Not just 2 heads, 2 good heads. Did your formal lifestyle give you more exposure or restrictions? And how did that shape your worldview?
That's a critical question. But let's go on. It gave me restrictions because
Obviously.
I went to a boarding school. So what did you
military
expect?
boarding school.
Like, I went to a military boarding school, not anyhow military boarding school. I went to command.
Are you kidding me? Which command?
I went to command secondary school at Abakaliki. So, and met chief of army staffs and everything. So the restrictions, the authority you have, no, I can't do such now. If they hear that this is a student of this school, and then she did something like this, somehow now, I'm not even exposed to the world like that. And then family background matters. Yes, family background matters.
So, let's hear from the day students. You know, all these day students, they gave them free will. They were going anywhere they want. They were moving anywhere they want to move. So, I'm sure this So, let's hear what she has to say.
First of all, these students, I'm fighting for all of you, please. I don't know why they keep calling all this. Anyways, my school, we had restrictions, but we had exposure based on the fact that we go for competition and stuff, and they were able to go home every day, unlike brothers. So, so yes, I had exposure and everything, and my school really helped me to know who I was through that exposure and everything. I wasn't cooped up in a place for months, suffering and everything. Borders.
And is that supposed to be a shade? Is that supposed to be a shade? Excuse me.
I went to Abuja for competition. You know what it means interviewing the chief of army staff that died?
Mad.
I NTA news.
Bust my brain.
NTA, Abakaliki news for that matter, boy. So you can't tell me that shit. Please, spare me that.
Pour me water. Who do you think had it easier? Boarding students or day students?
Well, there's not really a pinpoint answer on that question because everyone had something.
Their own ups and downs.
Yeah, everyone had their own ups and downs in schools and everything. You know, brothers, okay, you come back, you have your labor and everything. I don't know how you guys did, but you have your labor and stuff. And then day students, you come back. If you're not from a rich background, you have to go to the market, come back, cook, do this, wash your clothes and everything. You have piles of assignments and everything to do. So everybody like just had
and house chores.
Everybody had like things to do that made their journey easy and hard at the same time. So there's no actually straightforward answer to that question.
Okay, yeah, what should say this, but if I'm to say, these students had it easier because all that about through my experience in secondary school, I don't know for other people, like after class like this, you have level. Then by the time you go to the hostel, then like it's siesta time. Siesta time now, you have to wash your clothes. Now you will not even want to sleep. When you finish washing your clothes because you're going for prep,
Then
evening prep. Yes, you go for prep. So by the time you go for prep, and you know when you go late, seniors will beat you now. They'll beat you, so you have to do fast instead of you sleeping. And the only time you think you have it easier is when you're sick or they give you like a pass for you to go home and then rest and come back, get that type of thing. But if not, I'll give it to them because when they come back like this, they eat akpu and egusi, bro.
Personally, if you look at this from like a massive mad point of view now, a boarding school is a shaping environment.
Yes,
just to shaping children. That's why there are this wicked, let me not say wicked, these mad lines of actions and allocations and everything to train the children. That's why I don't even think it should be compared
It's
to
not a comfort zone.
Exactly, it's not a comfort zone.
So you don't expect to be your life to be like a day student.
A day student's own.
Does this feel like boarding school part 2 or even worse?
This is a boarding school part 2, bro. Like David Umai Federal University of Health Science, bro.
Louder.
David
Louder.
Umai Federal University of
Louder.
Health Science, bro. Is a boarding school
That's
part
my school.
2 for me because this is it's a health science school, you get, and there are rules and regulations. You must go to class. You know, other universities like I beg.
Federal school.
Yes, but this is a federal school, but it's also private, which people don't get that aspect. You know, some people like when we finish secondary, like, oh, I'm coming to school to come and do my
There's
lifestyle
freedom.
and everything. But for there's no freedom. You don't even have right to cook and everything. So this is a boarding school part 2.
What's your take on this? Worse or boarding school part 2?
Firstly, I never went to boarding school. So I don't know the feel of the boarding school stuff, but there are restrictions and everything. Yeah, there are rules and stuff. So to me, it's like a day school. The only thing is I don't go home to my parents. I go home to my hostel. Go to my parents at the end of the semester. So it's actually like a day school feeling to me. It's just the exact same thing as my secondary school experience. Only that the subjects are like complex. The things I'm doing are like in a different dimension. That's just it. Yes, complicated and stuff.
Me, I feel it's both. It's like boarding school and it's worse. Okay, take for instance, is the mindset that I'm coming to university is already another thing. The mindset that I'm coming to be free. Boarding school, I had it in mind that I'm in boarding school, I'm in secondary school. So I already know that this is how it's going to be. But the fact that I'm coming to university where I'm told there's a lot of freedom and then I'm in a confined area, I don't go out. And then it's not worse because at least I can buy food. There's the varieties of food I can buy. I have the choice. There are different cafeterias.
Yeah.
But in boarding school, now that food they give you, you go chop.
Firstly, I feel the mistake most teenagers make is the feeling of I want to be free when I'm coming to university. You're coming to school to read and better your life. So I don't get why that mindset of freedom is coming to you. Yes, it's going to be there. It's going to be there to shaping. That freedom is a testing ground for you. You're the guinea pig at that point in your life. So that freedom is just to test you. Let's see what this girl is going to do. Let's see what this boy is going to do at this point in time. It's not like that's the main reason you're going there. That's why most people don't actually even come out well from the university in the first place. So I feel the issue is coming from this I must be free mindset coming to university. That's just it.
But you don't get. You know, when we were in school like this, when I was seniors to be like, or teachers would be like, during my days, I had these things.
Exactly. Is what is going to like bore you up to come.
Oh, when you go to university, your parents are not going to be there and everything.
And the fact that I know that I'm now an adult.
Yeah.
At some point, I feel like I shouldn't be caged at this point in my life any longer. So, you get.
But shall I thank God though that it's boarding school lifestyle again? But because
really
it's helping us a lot. Because if not,
Hope you are loving the interview.
yeah, why not? Yeah, it's interesting.
Mad experience.
I would love to have you guys more often. You get.
Problem.
I would love to come.
How do you feel being unable to cook and even controlling what you get to eat and the quantity?
How do I feel unable to cook and everything? First of all, I feel being banned from cooking in this school, I think is an advantage for us, because just imagine you're coming back from 5 o'clock lectures and like you haven't made anything to eat and then you have to read. Imagine medicine and surgery students, the things they are reading, they're not master cooking again, they're not master washing plates again. That time that they used to wash plates and everything, they can actually use it to cover a whole lot, which they have to do and like is needed for them. So being unable to cook is an advantage first off. Then what you eat and the quantity. I'm a day student, but I do hear that boarders get fed some kind of stereo foods like that. So if in boarding school, I felt it's worse for them because of their food, the way they cook it and everything. But in this school, you can't control how your food is cooked and everything, but you can control the quantity. David Umahi and the cafeteria, exactly. You don't want to eat from here, you go to this one. And you want more food, you pay extra money, that kind of thing. But in boarding school is what they give you, you eat. So like in the school, I think it's an advantage. It's actually better here.
Like they said, there's always advantage and disadvantage. So for me, unable to cook, I don't have problem with it based on I went to boarding school and everything. Quantities don't really matter like that. I have this feeling that is if you're thinking about your stomach, you'll be hungry. Or when you're reading, and you don't think about the stomach, you will not even have that mindset.
Forget that one, no. Forget that one.
But still,
if I no chop, I no feel read.
that's what they for my university, because there's a slide that you'll be reading like this, God. You'll be like, you see the one line, you'll be like, let me go and eat first. Exactly. Let's know what is the problem. Let me go and eat. Let me know where my problem is coming from. So I don't really matter whether eating or not though.
Quantity.
Yes, because of boarding school, it really helped my life a lot. And then we have different carbs and everything. So you be like, you don't like these people's food, you can go to this person's food.
Like the popular one.
Yes.
Sinners.
Big Feast.
Big Feast.
No, Big Feast.
Big Feast.
Like they are.
Do you support that?
I do not support that.
No, now.
First of all, in David,
Big Feast is the best, but when it comes to the popular restaurant, it's Tina's.
First of all, the best restaurant in David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences is Anuli Cafeteria, aka Happy Kitchen. Then there are other cafeterias like Big Feast, Chow Tasty, Shunamite, yes. Firm Bridges, Uburamaka. Those ones are just like, Anuli is full. Yeah, let's just go here and sit down. Let's take meat pie in this place.
Then we'll come back.
Then you go back to Anuli for the nutrients that you need, that kind of stuff. That's just it in David.
But in school, we don't really experience all these foods that like meat pie. It's not every time we eat meat pie now. So now we're in university. You have to sometimes be like, let me just enjoy myself for today. You get that type of thing. But still, no matter the matter, you go still come back meet Anuli, whether you like it or not. Either you chop their rice or you eat their soup, especially their afang.
Do you feel like the school system is over restrictive or necessary, and why?
I don't get your question. Repeat again, please.
Okay. Do you feel like the school system is over restrictive, and is it necessary, and why?
Yeah, the school system is necessary. Like you get the rules and regulation and everything. So in boarding school, we don't use phone, but here we use phone. You use phone for your assignments and everything. You get in boarding school, we wear one particular uniform, like But yeah, we wear different varieties and then you change and you get that type of things. So it's necessary, if I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, so there are restrictions. Yes, these restrictions are necessary because if these restrictions are not here, we're going to have wild cards as children, if you get what I'm trying to say. Then also, yeah, boarding school, you don't use phones and everything, but I just feel when you're coming to university, there is this like freedom you are meant to have and everything. But like in David Umahi, they don't let you go out to get sports. That's why like you say, we are only in school, they are not calling it an advanced secondary school and everything. But like it's actually necessary. This is actually helping some people. If not, it's going to be really disastrous.
A lot of things would have happened. So thanks to distinguished Professor Jason Neke for your good decisions, because they're actually helping us. If this school allowed freedom today, who is more likely to overdo it, boarding students or day students?
Sometimes I would say boarding school students, but based on the type of school you went to and parenting background, I won't overdo. Why would I overdo?
Used to
Yes,
it.
I'm used to it. I don't go out to say I know they go out. So it's not the confine outside. Who do I know I'm going to go and look for in this type of country that is happening and everything? So you get. But some people will still overdo. But for me, I won't.
Okay. Personally, I feel this is not a matter of I'm a day student or I'm a boarding student. It just depends on who you are
Personally.
and where you came from and how you were trained. If you have the discipline, if you see freedom, you will know what to do with it and how to make use of it to your own advantage. And then there are people that if they see freedom, they just go wild. That's why I said we are going to have wild cards as kids if these restrictions were not there.
True. Very true. For me, I feel boarding students are already used to it. Like me now, I'm already used to being in a confined place. Even at home, I'm not allowed to go out anyhow. I should have a reason, and the place I'm going to should be valid enough to be able to leave the house. So would you advise a parent, after all these experiences you've had, would you advise a parent to take their child to a boarding school or day school?
For me, it depends on the child and like parents get. If I'm to say, if you know your child has a serious sickness, health issues, all this type of things, do not take them to boarding school. Boarding school is not where you're supposed to be.
Because the training will be too hard on the child.
Because of the health issues. But if your child is like all these stubborn types, you get like, Igbo parents and they train us with harsh hand.
Only Igbo parents.
Even Yoruba parents, my dear. Like, but so all these type of things, it depends. If you want your child to your child's very stubborn and you'll try to take the person to a very good boarding school. For me, it depends. Your health issues, check the child health issues. It matters a lot. That's why some parents, out of carelessness, they have lost so many children in boarding school. But if you're yes, your child is physically fit, you can take the child to boarding school, and you can also take the child to day school if you have time to be looking at. Some parents feels that they don't have time for their children, which is very bad. It's very bad. You're supposed to have time for your child. You're supposed to know what is going on with your child.
You're supposed to know if this child is supposed to be in boarding school or day school.
You're supposed to know this is my child there. She's all this type of people that any small thing now like this they'll react and everything. So you'll be like, no, I'm not taking them to this. I'm going to take them to day school. Just make sure you have time for your children. Talk to them, because sometimes when they come back from boarding school, they'll not tell you what happened throughout the time. Like this, they'll just come back and then all of a sudden they'll go back.
On.
Yeah, life goes on. But call them, tell me, talk to me, what happened, all this type of things. Then you know whether they are continuing the boarding school or they are stopping. You get that type of thing, yeah.
And that is another advantage that these students have. You go home every day to your mother, so your parents, if they are observant enough, will notice that there's something wrong with you and they will handle it before it escalates. That is one advantage of being a day student. Then personally, I feel considering health conditions, yes, you consider your child's health conditions. If he or she has too much health conditions, you avoid the boarding school stuff and everything. Then you consider the standard of the school. It does not matter whether it's boarding or day. All you want is good, firm foundation for your child. So it does not matter whether it's boarding or day or anything. Just take your child to a very good school. Then some consider distance. some consider distance. So like if you have a problem with distance, your heart not be at peace with your child being far away from you, take him to day school or take him out to a day school or a boarding school near you or something. I'm just saying consider the health, distance and standard of the school. That's just it.
True. Two of them have their own advantage and disadvantages. The everything see boils down to study your child. Should I take this child to day school? What impact will being a day student have on this child? Not just today, but tomorrow. At this stage in your life, are you becoming who your background raised you to be, or who you are choosing to become now?
Everybody has who they want to become. That's why there's something called a role model, first of all. Now, personally, I know I am becoming who I want to become. But with the morals my background instilled in me, it's just like I want to get gold. I know that, yes, I want this gold. Now, there are things on the way that will tell me, okay, go left, go right. There will be a map for me to follow. Now, that map is my environment, my background. So, like, that's just what is helping me to get to my gold. That's just what I will say. I'm becoming who I want to become, using the things that my environment instilled in me as my guide.
For me, I'm becoming who I want to be based on my parents' background and everything, where I came from.
So what you're trying to tell us now is that being a day student or being a boarder does not influence the kind of life you get to live beyond secondary school?
No, it does not. It's just concerning your parenting background and everything. It depends on family background. So, parenting.
Do you have anything to say about this?
If our life as brothers and these students influence everything, well, yes, they actually influence it. Because as a brother, from everything I've heard from them, brothers are tamed. Brothers are tamed, yes. They are cultured and everything, kept in a place and make sure that they are well mannered and stuff. So yes, it will obviously influence how they live and everything. And these students to also have those morals and discipline. So yes, it will influence your life.
We have come to the end of today's edition of Chit Chat on the Balcony, where we talk am as e dey be.